1K group, okay, whether you're in the 60 days to 1K group or not, all of this is still going to make sense, and it is a good refresher. Or if you are new and just not in the group, it's going to be really good information on how to build your Plexus business. And basically what we're doing is going back to basics and making everything really, really simple for people who want to learn or revamp how they do this. And we want to help girls make $1,000 in 60 days. So that's basically that. So what we're doing is making everything really simple, really systematic, something that you can do, something that you can look at and see and say, oh, I can do that. That's not that everything is super easy, but that it is simple enough that you can say, okay, she shows me how to do this. I can go do it and get results from it. We don't want, well, we most commonly see that people say they don't want to do this with us because they don't have time or they don't have a big following. They don't know people. So we want to kind of take those objections off the table and say, okay, you don't need a ton of time to do this. And you don't need, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 followers to be successful with this. So we're going to show you with those things off the table how to be successful with this in a simple, systematic, duplicatable way. So because it's like the first week and a half, we're basically running things kind of back to basics. So every Sunday, there is a post in there about topics that you can be posting about on your wall each day. So if you're not familiar with the post rotation that we have a graphic. It should be in the coaching chat. It is basically just the common posts that you'd be rotating through. So, a Plexus post, maybe a business or a vision post, a personal post, so that people can get to know you and like you and trust you. We're talking about interactive posts, value posts, things like that. So if you're a little bit seasoned, you know what I'm talking about. And if you're new here, that's like a cheat sheet. And every Sunday, we're going to have one thread with post ideas. So you're never going to come into the idea of, I don't know what to post today. Or I want to make a post, but I don't really know what to talk about. And now this post is going to take me way longer than it should, because sometimes we get like the perfectionism and it makes us procrastinate, and we don't want that. So we want to help you with content. And then every Monday, Crystal is coming in and talking about some mindset things, because we all go through mindset issues, roadblocks, things like that. So she's going to help you break down some mindset stuff. And then Wednesday, Melody came in, she started talking about consistency, showing up, how important it is to reach out to people and follow up with people. And really, if you didn't see Melody's video, one of the concepts she went over was how many people you actually need to be reaching out to and following up with to enroll people. So when we talk about building your funnel, I want you to actually think of a funnel. It starts really wide and then it comes down real small, right? So that you can fit, oil into a can or something like that. So you want to think of the top, the big wide opening of your funnel as all your reach outs that you do for the entire month. So you're going to have all of these people that you reach out to. And then that's going to dwindle down into how many people actually start to have a conversation with you, answer you. You're going to get no's in this area where it starts to get a little bit smaller. And then it's going to get a little bit smaller for people who actually come to an event or have a real conversation with you. And then it's going to be even smaller of how many people get signed up. Okay. So when you start thinking of that funnel, you need to feed that funnel. So if you are wanting to get 3, 4, 5, 8 people signed up, whatever it is, you've got to think, if I want 3 to 8 people here, how big does this beginning funnel need to be? That is how many people you need to be talking to. So a lot of people will think, well, I reached out to 5 people and I want to get 4 signed up. And that unfortunately is not how this works. Every once in a blue moon, you are going to have that happen where you're like, oh my God, everyone is just saying yes. It's like a yes season. That's wonderful. But on a regular basis, that's probably not as realistic. You want to be reaching out to way more people than are actually going to say yes. And the good thing is, these people don't always leave the funnel. Okay. So you may be putting people in your funnel and they may not be getting to the bottom where they're actually signing up until 60 days or 90 days or, 4 months from now or, something like that. For people like me and Melody, who are a little bit more seasoned in this, we're already thinking future. So we're thinking about people that we're reaching out to now that may not be signing up until Black Friday. They may not be signing up until Super Saturday in January. Like we have already got these future dates in our mind that we know is really busy with Plexus. And it's really important to start filling that funnel now. So when Black Friday comes around, you're not thinking, oh my God, who am I talking to? No, you've got all these people in your funnel, and now you're just trying to get them to the bottom. So I hope that makes sense. So then today, actually, you know what? Does anyone have any about that before I move on? Anybody? Okay, I'm gonna go. So today I put in the group. I went live and explained this, but then I also made a post. If you're not in the 60 days to 1K group, I can put this in the coaching chat, which I actually meant to today anyway. Basically what we are doing is an outline, a really systematic way to do your stories that is so simple. It's something you can do every day. It's something that you can do every day, but switch up every day. So it doesn't look the same every day, but it's the same concept. And you, if you're seasoned in this, you may be like, oh, I already do that. That's great. That's what we want you to be doing. Basically, it is 4 steps for your stories to close on people. So you want to do something personal. That is literally anything. Anything. I totally use my kids as bait. Okay. My kids are cute. I put something that they're doing in there. Like I even yesterday, I just put a picture of Brielle. She had just gotten a bath and her hair was brushed. And I said, isn't she just the cutest little human? That was it. But when people see that it's not a product, they don't automatically swipe. So you know how you can tap through people's stories and read them all, or you can swipe to the next person? I want that first one to not be Plexus. So you want something personal. That can be anything. Guys, if you do like a picture of your plate of food, you'd be surprised how many viewers you get. People love food. But anything that you are doing in like your real life, are you working out? Do you go on walks? Do you have pets? Did you have a date night with your spouse? Like literally anything personal. Then we're talking problem, solution, poll. So you don't have to make only 4 story slides. This can be a number of slides, but I want you to keep in mind, the more slides you have, it's the same thing like the funnel, okay? You're always going to see that there's more viewers in the beginning and you're going to lose people along the way. So the shorter and sweeter and simplistic you can make it, the better, because you're going to lose less people. But the outline is personal, problem, solution, whole. So the problem is going to be what we're talking about, like a pain point. So think of statements that you can put and reword of like, have you ever felt like? Really simple, because we can go through so many things. Have you ever felt like you just needed more energy? Have you ever felt like you wanted to lose weight? Have you ever felt really bloated and inflamed? have you ever felt, and you can reword these so you don't have to say have you ever in every day, but just those concepts of like, talk personal things to people. Like, have you ever thought, like, have you been thinking about the holidays coming up and you don't want to have to skip out on like all of your favorite pies? Because like, let's be real, I am. And then maybe you can talk about balance. Maybe you can talk about the what's the combo we're doing right now? The triplex and trim. Triplex, restore, balance. Like maybe that's the combo you want to talk about. Have you thought about the holidays coming up and how you don't want to have to, gain 5 pounds Thanksgiving week and then have to lose it? Are you already thinking about your New Year's resolution? Like literally anything. Think about what you want to talk about and like who would relate to that. Okay. And so we want to talk about pain points because people relate to pain points. They don't relate to, do you want to try the triplex? No, because they don't even know what the triplex is, but they know how they feel. That's what we want to be talking about. We want to talk about feelings. So once you've gone through the pain point of like, have you ever felt like this? Have you ever noticed that you sleep all night and you wake up and you don't even feel refreshed? Do you know that that's not normal? And then your friend's going to be like, oh my God, I didn't know that wasn't normal. I thought everyone was groggy for 2 hours after they wake up. Like, no, girl, it's not normal. Anyway, solution. Your solution is where you pitch plexus. That's where you say, I used to feel like that too. I used to have this issue. And what I've found is blank. So that can be literally anything. You can talk about any product under the sun. You can make a, cute little pink drink selfie. This pink drink is doing all the things to make me feel like A, B, and C. And then your poll. It doesn't have to be an actual poll. And I know we were just talking about polls, but the poll can be any kind of call to action, an invitation, talk about an event coming up. If you are feeling like this and you're ready to change some things, come check out this event. There's no strings attached. You can be a fly on the wall, like however you want to word it. But that is the process. And the next step is that within 24 hours, those stories are going to disappear. So we want to make sure that we are going into our story views and we are writing people's names down and we are reaching out to them and saying, hey, I saw that you viewed my stories. Does the stuff that I was talking about, and I always reword what I was talking about because I don't know about you guys, but like people will watch your stories. And if I don't reiterate what I was talking about, I feel like that opens up. And I have had it happen where people are like, I don't know, what were you posting about in your stories? And I'm like, oh, this is awkward now. so, so I always reiterate like, hey, I saw that you watched my stories where I was talking about A, B, and C. Is this something that like you're interested in? Do you relate to anything like that? I'm having an event. Do you want to come? Anything like that. So we're doing something personal so people can get to know us, like us, trust us, talking about problems because everybody's got them, telling people how we used to have those problems, but now we don't, or now we're working through those problems and we can help them. And then an invitation, some kind of call to action. And then we're reaching out. So the reach out is really the important part because people will view and view and view your stories. And what we are noticing is the trend of people that we are reaching out to because of the stories. And we're saying, is this something that you relate to? Do you have issues with your energy too? Any kind of things like that. And we're opening up that conversation. And the amount of people that are saying, oh, yeah, I've been watching your stories. I actually do have an issue with this. I actually would like to learn about this. I would definitely get some information. They don't feel like they're being sold to, they feel like they're being seen and heard. And it's not in a pushy way. I feel like everyone thinks of like that girl cold messaging where they think like, I'm just going to send random messages to random people asking you to purchase something. One of the best pieces of advice I got was you don't get to pitch in the first message. So if you reach out to someone, you do not get to ask them to buy anything in the first message. You have to talk to them. You have to talk pain points. You have to start asking questions of, I saw that you're going through these issues. I'm so sorry. Could you tell me a little bit more about that? Something to that extent. But the first message is not I have these amazing products and you absolutely should use them and buy them. And no, we want to open up a conversation. Do you want to learn about them? Do you relate to anything like that? Do you have some issues like that? Because when people know you and like you and trust you, they will open up to you and tell you what's really going on behind the scenes. So, Melody, is that's all we went over
That
today.
that was really good. And actually, did you say you have it written or typed up where it can get maybe even, or is it like on a graphic where we can pin it into the chat and then whenever we
Yep.
have somebody we're helping with their stories or reminding for ourselves, because I need that reminder, like it's a start off with something personal and stories, move on to a problem solution or however it is. There's like a few steps there, but it's very
Mm-hmm.
simple. That would be a great thing for us to have put somewhere to help ourselves and help um, anybody we're working with on our team. So if maybe
Okay,
we
I
can look
just popped it
at
in
that.
the coaching chat,
Oh,
but
okay.
I can get the like actual verbiage for it. I'll copy and paste it from the group for the girls who aren't in the actual Facebook group where I talked about it.
Yeah. No, that was great. Thank you so much, Jillian. Thank you.
You're
And
so
thank you
welcome.
for all of you coming on. This is recorded, so if we have people who are wanting to learn how to use their stories more efficiently, effectively, this is going to be saved for people to be able to watch that. And also, I want to just mention right now, in just a couple of minutes, there is another meeting event going on by Lori Bradford. Um, oh, what's it called? How to look and feel your best as you age. So we know that's going to be a really good one. She has some older ladies on there who are going to be talking, sharing. So I'm going to pop that in our coaching chat and all that. And so that's all. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Have a good night.